Get out of the fucking car.
Get out of the car.
Get out of the fucking car.
Get out of the car!
What happens when justice takes a turn for the worse? And the aftermath leaves us questioning everything. Let's see what went wrong during a routine situation that spiraled into moments that no one could look away from. On August 24, 2023, a routine response to an alleged shoplifting incident in Blendon Township, Ohio, took a devastating turn, leading to the death of 21-year-old Takia Young, a pregnant black mother of two. What began as a confrontation over stolen alcohol escalated into a fatal shooting, sparking national outrage and calls for justice. Let's see how this case has become a tragic example of excessive force and raised questions about police conduct and accountability.
10 to 29, 3705 Managua, 3705.
What's that?
Female is hallucinating. Much of a loss for attend.
Hey, stop. Hey, out of the car. Out of the car.
The incident began in the parking lot of a local grocery store, where officers responded to reports of a shoplifting suspect. According to police, Young had been accused of stealing bottles of alcohol. The officer confronted Young in the parking lot. While one officer stood at the driver's side window, the other positioned himself in front of her vehicle. From the outset, the situation quickly escalated. The officers ordered Young to step out of her vehicle, repeatedly yelling commands as she questioned why she was being stopped. Her frustration is evident in the footage, as she argued with the officers, creating a charged and chaotic scene.
Out of the car. Out of the car.
What?
Out of the car.
What?
They said your soul stuff, do not leave. Get out of the car. Then get out. No, then get out.
In a moment that would later become central to the case, Young can be heard asking, "Are you going to shoot me?" before she slowly turned her steering wheel and the car began to roll forward. What happened next shocked the nation. Officer Grubb fired a single bullet through her windshield, striking her in the chest. The car continued to roll forward before coming to a stop against the side of the building. The aftermath of the shooting was equally disturbing. Officers are seen breaking the driver's side window, pulling Young from the vehicle, and attempting life-saving measures. Despite the efforts, it was too late.
Get out of the car.
Get out of the fucking car.
Get out of the car. Shots fired. Stop the goddamn car. Stop the goddamn car.
We're going to have 44 on. Well, he's going to be at.
What adds an even deeper layer to the heartbreak of this case is the loss of the baby Young was carrying. Just 3 months away from her due date, the tragedy has left her family and community reeling with grief. Her grandmother, Nadine Young, expressed the overwhelming sorrow of losing not just Takia, but also the unborn child, describing the impact on their family as utterly devastating.
Now August is going to be a grieving month, for a while, because
her family, still grappling with the profound grief of losing the mother of two young boys, described the officers' behavior as nothing short of a gross misuse of power and authority. Their pain was further compounded by what they perceived as an abuse of the very role meant to protect and serve, deepening the sense of injustice surrounding the tragedy.
he never had to pull that gun on her, ever. It wasn't called for. He was a bully with a badge, and that was not right.
The grand jury indictment against Officer Grubb outlined serious charges, including murder, involuntary manslaughter, and felonious assault. Takia's attorney strongly argued that the alleged shoplifting by Young in no way warranted the use of deadly force, underscoring that such an extreme response was entirely disproportionate to the situation.
Video is heartbreaking. What we see is an officer who escalates a situation. He goes to stand in front of the vehicle, places his hand on the vehicle, and almost immediately pulls his gun out. I still can't quite understand why his gun came out. It's almost as if he was looking for a gunfight in a situation where Takia was unarmed.
This case is part of a disturbing trend of police shootings involving black individuals in Ohio, once again sparking intense debates about racial bias, police accountability, and the need for stricter use of force policies. Activists and community members have rallied together, demanding justice for Takia Young and her unborn child, while calling for systemic changes to prevent further tragedies. Grubb, who is currently on administrative leave, now faces an uncertain future as his department initiates disciplinary proceedings. The indictment has also placed a prohibition on him carrying a firearm, adding another layer of complexity to the case and raising questions about the department's response to such serious allegations.